Until now, we had no reference for Elphame's geography. Luckily, we've scoped out the entire island and worked out a plan to navigate it. Of course, when you enter this mysterious land, it'll look more like this, as you start off in a forest that you're chucked into. As you're exploring the island, you'll familiarise yourself with various acres that make the land up, as well as the beasties that make the land their home. Many of them will be hostile and need to be defeated in order to progress, but don't worry, their existence here is suffering and they need to pass on. When you scope around the area, you might just find evidence of other humans. Maybe, just maybe, they'll be able to help you get out of this world and back home. Welcome to this progress update. So let's break character and talk about what's been done. This month we've moved entirely away from the beginning area that I've been talking about to focus on where the bulk of the game will take place, Elphame itself. Based on the story we have, we made a map of where the plot points take place, and populated them with little 16 by 16 sprites of beasties we want to include in the game. These are really loose designs based on drawings or ideas I wanted to execute. A lot of them went into their placement as we tried to balance their preferred locations based on their legends, when they'll show up in the plot, and how close they are to the beasties they like or dislike. The goal of this is to create a living world where the beasties not only react to the player's actions, but to each other's actions as well. The larger map made it far easier to separate the map into maps of smaller acres, such as the crossroads, which acts as the first zone the player enters. This is guarded by a Ku-Shi, a fairy dog. Some of you may understand what this is when I spell it properly. We decided to anglicise the spelling of the she beasties a little more because unfortunately whenever someone sees the letters S-I-T-H spelled out, the last thing they'll think of is fairies. Thus we ended up calling the clan of fairy beasts the she, spelled S-H-E-E. To begin the battle with a beastie, the player has to simply occupy the same place on the map, and a battle will start. The Ku-Shi doesn't have any skills at the moment, and even though they'll be added in the final game, as of this point the player won't have gained the ability to predict their opponent's skills, so this battle will pretty much look the same as it does now. Something you'll notice in game is that the music is adaptive. Drums and other instruments are added in battle, and some layers are removed for calmer scenes. I also added the Guttervolt vein to this map, just to see if I could. When a battle is over, the map is cleared of the overworld encounter, so they won't be an obstacle anymore. It's possible to reset this when an acre is left, but for now it's permanent. When you leave an acre, the music changes entirely, and the plan is to have a set of adaptive music for each major part of the world. In this plains area, there's only one point at which the music changes, and that's when the player inspects the crash site of Nora's house. Oh, and to enter an event, just hit accept when you see an exclamation mark over your player. What plays is a version of Nora's theme, but we have versions of this track to highlight on each character. That's all that's been implemented in terms of gameplay itself, but for these funded months we've decided it's more important to focus on making the most of the team I've got while I have it, like having Michael design more beasties, having Ifat pixelate more of his backgrounds, and having Jonathan translate the skill descriptions into Japanese. I'd like to thank my patrons on Patreon and show you this undoctored video of some gameplay footage. I'll see you later.